What's up, y'all? Cam that guy here. I'm back once again with another video. I got a Bible video, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to the beginning, Genesis, right? I'm gonna start from the beginning, I'm gonna read the whole Bible. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be reading and shit. I'm gonna do Bible videos, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying, I record every time I read the Bible and shit like that, you know what I mean? I took a little break from reading the Bible. I had something big, like a big announcement kind of happened to me, and I'm gonna speak about that later on in the video. So so I had a couple shenanigans that prevented me from doing stuff I wanted to do, and I was sick on top of it. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I haven't really been on YouTube and shit. Right? Before I get into this, I want to talk a little bit about my glasses and shit. So I haven't been wearing my glasses like that, right? Some of it is because it hasn't really been on my mind. I don't really like how they feel, type shit. But I mean, I never gave my body the chance to adjust to the glasses. I have not been wearing them consistently, right? But something I did notice is like sometimes, like I don't know. I think I'm not giving myself a chance to adjust to the glasses. But I mean, like sometimes if I wear them too long, I will get lightheaded. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of take them off and shit like that. I was like, bro, I don't want to keep experiencing that and shit like that, right? I will say this much: when I wear glasses while I read more fluently. Right? When I wear these glasses when I read more fluently. You see what I'm saying? Versus when I don't wear them. Right? That's the only reason why I'm wearing them right now. You know what I'm saying? So I want to go ahead and say that. You know what I mean? But with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Let me go and get into this Bible video real quick. You know what I'm saying? So Genesis, the first book of Moses called Genesis, right? I'm gonna read the introduction and then I'm gonna start from chapter 1. Okay. Genesis, meaning beginning, was written by Moses and records the stories of Adam and Eve, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph, tracing the story of human history from the beginning of time to about 1700 BC, the probable time of Joseph. It is impossible, given our present knowledge, to assign the definite dates to the events prior to Abraham, but many Bible scholars think Abraham's date in approximately 200 to 900 BC, a time when the Great Pyramids of Egypt were already hundreds of years old. The book of Genesis provides indispensable information for understanding the meaning of human life and history. Its most valuable insights are: 1. The entire universe owes its existence to a wise and powerful creator. 2. Human evil exists to a wise. Wait, hold on. Human evil stems from the refusal of the first humans to obey the rules of the Creator. 3. God preserves knowledge of the truth and rightness by separating one man and his descendants from the rest of the of corrupted humanity. All right. So that's the introduction of Genesis. That's what it's saying, right? So, chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. 2. And the earth was out from void. Okay. 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. 3. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. 4. And God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Alright, so essentially what this means is this, you know what I'm saying? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That means, this being that we cannot see created the heavens and the earth. Okay? Uh he made a sun, a moon, all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Lights and shit. You know what I mean? So essentially, what that pretty much means, you know what I'm saying? The day, the light he called day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Cause you know how the morning and the evening kind of look similar, as far as like when you look at the sky, the evening and morning they look very similar. As far as like you know how I get orange in the sky, evening and morning look the same, right? So essentially, what that means is okay. In the morning time when it's orange, that means in somewhere or outside the world in the evening time, there's an evening going on. Like you know what I'm saying? So like when the morning when it's the sun is rising, when it's orange, that means somewhere else in the world it's evening time, it's getting ready to get night. You see what I'm saying? And then, when it's daytime and you know what I'm saying, this side of the world, there's nighttime in the other side of the world, right? it cannot be bright across the whole world. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, certain parts of the world, that's why they have time zones and stuff like that, right? You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, so you got people that like to, change the weather and they will time skip. It ruins everything. You know what I'm saying? It's really dangerous to play with weather and time like that. It's really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And it could do more harm than good. You know what I'm saying? But the world is, this world's all fucked up and it might be coming to an end. You never know. You know what I'm saying? What could happen and shit. So you know what I'm saying? It just, it is what it is, right? But anyway, 6. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." 7. And God made firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. 8. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. 9. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let it dry land appear." And it was so. 10. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. So this is pretty much just talking about God created, you know what I'm saying, heaven and shit. It's called a firmament or whatever. And then talking about, you know what I'm saying, he saw the earth was good and he made it and shit like that, right? Ain't really much to explain here. I mean, this is self-explanatory. I mean, I shouldn't have to break this down to the T, right? I'm pretty sure anybody can understand this, right? Anyway, verse 11. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit and his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. 12. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let the signs and let them be for signs and seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." And it was so. 16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Alright, so this is just talking about creation and shit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess I could say I do remember, you know what I'm saying? I don't remember a lot of stories in Genesis, you know what I'm saying? I think I remember more like Matthew, like more the New Testament than the Old Testament. I'm gonna lie, the only book of the Bible I know of the Old Testament is probably uh let me see. I think the only stories I know in the Old Testament is probably like the David and Goliath shit. And like Genesis obviously, and then I know a few songs, but that ain't nothing. I know the Ten Commandments. I know a little bit of that Leviticus, Exodus shit. That's really bad. I don't know a lot about the Old Testament. I think the New Testament is way more interesting and shit like that. I think the Old Testament is kind of like something. Yeah, it's good to read, but it's not something so that you know people should take so literal, right? In general, people shouldn't take the Bible 100% literal. Just like based on what goes on nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't take every word from word literal. But common sense tells you like the shit that's in this Bible happened. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I mean just talking about shit, you know what I'm saying? I know there was a forbidden fruit should not be eaten. Adam ate that shit, you know what I'm saying? Once he ate it, Eve ate it. They knew that was naked. They said, "Oh my goodness." Adam said, "Oh, I got a dick." You know what I'm saying? I'm naked. Eve said, "Ooh, I got a vagina and shit. I got breasts and shit." You know what I'm saying? Let's close that. So they tried to hide and shit. You know what I'm saying? God was calling them and shit. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to hide and shit. Then, that serpent came, the devil, wherever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? They got kicked out of the garden, Eden, wherever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Then they had to make kids and shit. Because of them,
That's why diseases us, and you know what I'm saying, and evilness, evil minds, and killings, and bad people and shit. They ruined the earth. That's funny, but nah, you know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason, and most likely it was God's strategy. It was his idea for this to happen, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. And by the way, you know what I'm saying, the devil, you know what I'm saying, his name used to be Lucifer or wherever the fuck. Got kicked out of heaven because he was like, I want to be a god myself and shit. Got kicked out of heaven, you know what I'm saying? He tried to, and he brought a third of the angels with him. So he got a third of all the angels in heaven to side with him, you know what I'm saying? But all of them got kicked out, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what happened. So the devil was like, I'm gonna see what I can do on earth, you know what I'm saying? And the devil know, Lucifer, wherever the fuck, no, he can't beat God, but he's still gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays what's going on and shit, I mean, this earth might just come to a collapse based on humans just bombing the fucking nuclears, just, you know what I'm saying? But you never know, you know what I'm saying? Lucifer could return or some shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Or there might actually be a real rapture. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Jesus might actually come back. Fuck. Jesus might actually come back. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? To be determined. But right now, we live in a horrible world. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? I want to lecture real quick. I'm trying to extend this video. You know what I mean? Man, because they're just talking about creation and stuff. It's nothing to break down. Like, this is self-explanatory. You know what I mean? But, let me see. 17. And God set them in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth. 18. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. 19. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. 20. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of God. 21. And God created whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after the kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. 22. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. 23. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. It'll be my last one. 24. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. I'm going to stop at 25. 25. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and the cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And he saw that it was good. Okay, let me actually, this is interesting. Okay, I wanna stop at 28. Okay, let me keep reading, and this is self-explanatory, so I appreciate y'all get what that mean. But I'm gonna review this shit. Okay, let me see. 26. And God said, let us make mankind in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it. It have dominion over the fish and sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Okay, so I remember I was saying something like this on social media, right? It was on my Instagram page. And this is something that people really, really took literal. They think just because they say this in the Bible, it literally means just because we are human, that we have a possibility to be like, we are exactly like attached to God. Okay, because what it was saying was, this wannabe preacher was saying, God made man in his image, this, down, and third. You know what I'm saying? He was really like just going on, just worshiping this fucking tyrant. I'm like, oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? You can't be serious, you know what I mean? So basically, you know what I'm saying? It was just saying, like, just because it says this in the Bible, that gives you leeway to submit to a human. You know, I'm like, oh my goodness, well, you go for it. You go, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? What it's saying is, he created man how he wanted them to look. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what it means. He's not saying like, look, I made man to be gods. That's not what he's saying. He said, I made man after my likeness. I made them how I wanted them to look type shit. You see what I'm saying? That's what God was saying. You see what I'm saying? But people misconstrued that and took it literal. And that gives them the excuse to worship humans. I'm like, go for it. Now, I want to speak on this, be fruitful and multiply. So what that means, I spoke on this in past videos. So what that means is, look, when you be fruitful and multiply, what that pretty much means is you are having sex to produce children. You're not having sex for a feeling, right? I spoke on this in the old video. When you're being fruitful and multiply, that means you're trying to, you're married, you're having sex to make kids. You're not having sex for a feeling or an experience. You know what I'm saying? That's what being fruitful and multiply means. I spoke with this in the old video on my channel, right? So that's what that means, you know what I'm saying? And, I just talk about him creating other stuff. I mean, we go back, you know what I'm saying, in the verses, it's talking about how he created whales and beasts and cattle, all that other shit, you know what I'm saying? So, that's pretty much, you know what I'm saying, all that, you know what I'm saying, pretty much, what it's saying and shit like that, you know what I mean? But, yeah, you know what I mean? That's pretty much it, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the end of this video, you know what I'm saying? It's about at 20 minutes. So, that's the end of this video, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? We're gonna end it right there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, that's the end of Genesis. That's the end of my first read of Genesis. I'm gonna keep reading, you know what I'm saying? And, so the next time I come back, I might be on another chapter of few in the future, you know what I'm saying? But, it was nice for me to read that and shit. I stopped on 28 and shit, you know what I'm saying? Verse 28, chapter 2, so. If I forget where I stopped at, I'm gonna relook over this video. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed this video, you know what I'm saying? This is the beginning, you know what I'm saying? This is the beginning, you know what I mean? About to get some education to the humans on this earth, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much the end of this video, you know what I'm saying? Oh, let me mention this real quick. I remember I said, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in one of my YouTube channels, but I said in one of my clips as I was talking and shit. I was like, if I was to have a child, I would name them Genesis, right? That's funny, man, but Genesis is a name I've heard a few girls have throughout their lifetime, right? You know what I'm saying? And, I think it's interesting, you know what I mean? Reading that introduction, I mean, the only thing I know is it means the beginning, you know what I'm saying? I was like, this is something I would like. You know what I'm saying? My daughter to be named or some shit, you know what I mean? Because, I've been mistreated by women my whole life, right? So it's real important for me to, have like a daughter, like a girl that could create a change as far as like to show women how they supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And have be a leader and, make the world right. You know what I'm saying? And, this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if I have a son, it'll be great too, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. I just want a child at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And, I want to, feel respected, you know what I'm saying, and loved, you know what I mean? But, that's a story for another day, you know what I'm saying? But, I was like, I would name my child Genesis, and I got a few other names I would name, you know what I'm saying? But, I like Glamour or whatever the fuck, or whatever the fuck other names I came up with, you know what I mean? But, I think Genesis is a really, really good, solid name for me to, you know what I'm saying, introduce and shit. Because, I'm not saying, you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying, right? You know what I mean? I just I need to make sure I mold her correctly, you know what I'm saying? But I don't have that, opportunity, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm ever going to have kids, and I might actually have a kid. I'm going to get into that, to, you know what I'm saying, in one of my videos that's getting ready to come up in a little bit, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's the end of this video and shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm about to end this video with a mental prayer, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get into reacting to Martin Luther King's speech, because today is Martin Luther King Day. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm about to get ready to do and shit like that. So let's get to it, man. Alright, man, so that is the end of my mental prayer, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna catch up with y'all, you know what I'm saying, in my next video.